I'm Janine. My dad is from Manila and my mom is from Laguna.
I'm Novick. I'm the current president of FUAC, and my mother's from Bohol and my father's American.
I'm Maxine Cruz-am, and I'm a senior at Fordham University. My mother is from Sampaloc, Manila, and my father is from Capiz.
I live really close by. I live in New Jersey, right across the bridge, and I've had two of my actually Filipino friends from high school have gone here, and both are very academically oriented students. They study very hard. They have career goals, and by them coming to Fordham, it kind of influenced me to look into the school. And so I applied. They provided good aid, some scholarship, and just as a cumulative decision, me and my parents decided that it would be best to come here.
Well, for me, Fordham really offers a stellar education, and as a business student, I was looking for my options for Fordham, at Fordham. Basically, the best business schools here in New York are either NYU and Fordham. And if you're going to choose between the two, it depends on what you want to get out of your education. And I really feel that Fordham, the Jesuit values play a huge part at this school, and that was really important to me and also to my family. So I definitely chose Fordham.
As Matt and Janine already said, Fordham does offer a rigorous academic curriculum that me and my parents also, when we were looking into colleges to apply to, we held it at a high standards to go to a school that would teach us valuable lessons within the classroom. But also, as I discovered here at Fordham, it's not only just about the classroom, it's about more than that. And because of the Jesuit education that's offered here at Fordham, we as students learn how to be men and women for others. And men and women for others means that it's part of our essence as human beings to help other human beings better themselves. So that is something that's valuable to me and my family, and that's why I decided to come here as well.
FUAC is Fordham University Filipino American Club. It's our Filipino American cultural club on campus. And what we basically try to spread throughout the Fordham community is not just a sense of Pinoy pride, but also in terms of its three pillars: culture, service, and camaraderie. And what we really mean by that is educating on culture, reaching out to service groups and philanthropic organizations, and also instilling that sense of camaraderie, that Filipino family aspect. And that's really what brings us all together.
So how many students are within Fordham are involved in FUAC?
There's about 50 active members. 50 active members, and then we have a rolling list of attendance of people who are also part of FUAC, and they attend our events. In terms of active members, about 50. Yeah.
We've made just a really big impact, I believe, like in the school, that among those members, they're not all Filipino. We have members, and even the members of our executive board that are of other like ethnicities. So I feel like that's a really important goal, because we are a Filipino club, but we are taught to be open to others. We accept all cultures.
Just last year, one of our bigger projects was global outreach in the Philippines. Actually, we took a group of people from our club that had the same mindset. We wanted to help people and reach out and learn about our culture. So what we did is we took initiative to raise money and get the support of our other members and our families and friends that would help us. And we actually went to the Philippines, and one of the places that was a pit stop was actually Bohol, and our students helped restock a library there. The books that were donated by our actual members, so that kind of drew a bridge between the Philippines and our Filipino American community here.
Well, culture is one of our main goals in our mission statement, and so by hosting programs at Fordham, we're able to instill our culture with the rest of our first-generation American classmates. So, for example, just on campus last semester, we had a Filipino night in the cafeteria where we had food in the cafeteria that was made Filipino food. And then we also host other events. We have a Simbang Gabi here where we have a mass for the Filipino-oriented mass where we dance tinikling, we sing our Philippine national anthem, which Maxine does. We also host a barrio night, which is an invitation to all the Fordham communities members to come to a night that we host where we put on a play about our culture, things that we want to teach the Fordham students. We also hold a dialogue, where we brought 1,200 students from the East Coast, not even just from New York, up and down the East Coast, where they all came here and we discussed Philippine issues.
It's the Filipino Intercollegiate Networking Dialogue, and so what this is it's called FIND, and it's organized by basically volunteers, and there are different districts throughout the East Coast. And here in New York, we're District 3, and so it was hosted in District 3. And so basically, Fil-am clubs from all over the East Coast come to this dialogue. And this year there were 1,200 in attendance, and last year, it was hosted at Fordham. So it was a huge honor for us to host all those students. And we talk about a wide range of things. It is a cultural dialogue. It can be as lighthearted as halo halo, or as serious as the impact of a colonial mindset on the Philippines. It's a very wide range. Definitely one of the things that always comes up is this colonial mindset, or why do Fil-ams typically not taught to speak Tagalog or whichever dialect that their parents speak. Why do Korean Americans or Japanese Americans learn their language as opposed to Filipinos? I personally cannot speak Tagalog, and I know a lot of my friends can't. And we try to really discuss, why is that? How come our parents never, really put that upon us?
But by talking about these issues at our conference, we're able to create opportunities like Philippine Tagalog classes hosted here in the city, where they have Filipino professors teaching us about the language. We also have Philippine historical professors teaching us about our roots. So by discussing these at the FINE conference, it's a great segue to actually learn about the things that we're missing out on.
We engage in such dialogues and events like these where we can discuss openly our opinions and how to go about learning more about our culture and our language. We have discovered that it's about our initiative, and I feel as if our generation, as second generation onward, that it's up to us, and we shouldn't depend on maybe our parents or the people around us to bring our culture down or to hinder us from learning more about it, because our generation is hungry for that knowledge of understanding and knowing where we're from. So I feel like that's what sets our generation apart, and that's what will be the precedent for more and more kids like us to learn about.
We're all very excited. I mean, as soon as we all got the news, we couldn't believe it that the president would be coming here. And so Matt proposed that he needed ushers, he needed people to sing. There were a lot of jobs that everybody immediately signed up for, because his presence here at Fordham just echoes throughout the whole, not even just the students, but the faculty is really excited. My economics professor is a Filipino, and he's giving extra credit for the people who can come. We're so excited that we can't even, it's like unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
It's an incredible opportunity, simply because he just got elected, and also it's 25 years after his mother came, so his name's going to be on the steps as well, and it's amazing to be part of that, to be part of that reception, to see him given that award, and even better yet, to participate in it and to actively be a part of it as a club. So we're really excited for that.
Yeah, it's so surreal. I mean, we hear about him all the time. We see him on TV, we read about him in the newspapers, But the real deal is he's coming here to see us, and that makes us honored as students and as Filipino Americans to be able to draw the bridge between there and here as well. And we know that he's here and he's here for us, and that he can represent us even though we were raised here in America. We still feel like we're Filipinos, and that's really important to us, and that we also matter and we're also heard. So yeah, really excited. Well, I'm actually singing the Lupang Hinirang for the ceremony, so that has been kind of a process to rehearse with both my other two peers, because we're all going to sing that. So it's really exciting, and a lot of effort is going into this, a lot of careful planning, so everything goes smoothly.
In terms of FUAC's membership, I think people would be surprised that there's a lot of non-Filipino members in FUAC, and the real reason why is we really try to promote that Filipino family culture. You know, that's what it is. This may not be a culture that you're not used to, but it's very welcoming, and we're glad to educate you about it, just like how we're educating ourselves, and it's that whole process. And they love us. We have a lot of members. So.
Whenever, like, I grew up in a really Filipino community, so coming here where some people don't even know, like, where the Philippines is, and people think you're like Chinese, it's different. It's a culture shock, even though it's my own community. And so when people who aren't Filipino come up to me and they go, "Oh, that dance with the bamboo sticks," I'll be like, "Oh, that's tinikling. That's a really traditional dance that we do." And they'll listen and they're interested because our culture is so vibrant and there's so much about it that a lot of non-Filipinos don't know about. But by coming to our meetings, they'll stay, they'll retain membership because they're interested and it's genuine. And so our voice and our, I guess, trying to like teach people, educate people about our culture, really, it's really loud at Fordham.
Our relationship with our peers and our professors, I feel as if we take it as upon our initiative to learn everything that can be learned from our teachers and from the classroom and from outside of the classroom. And our students are actually, all the Filipinos, I know that our professors respect us because we're on this level where we want to engage in conversation. We want to excel more in class because it's all about, we think that education is the key to doing better in the future. So I feel as if that mindset inspires us to do better, and I feel as if our teachers and the administration here, they look at the Filipino American community here at Fordham as very respectable and highly regarded and hardworking. And that's why and I'm sure both Janine and Matt are proud to be associated with such a group that's so respected academically as people, you know. So
I feel like because we know that our parents did come, or there are a good amount of people where our parents immigrated from the Philippines while not knowing what to expect in America, but because they've become so successful, we look to them and we don't want to disappoint them. We want them to be proud of us because we know how hard they worked so that we could be here. This is a very, very good school, and you can't come without either without money to finance college tuition. So we feel like it's our, not duty, but as Filipino children to to make our parents proud of us because they work so hard to get us here and we don't want to let them down. And
Right.
so by that fuel, we do well in school, but not even just school. We have talents that are really resonant through Fordham, as in singing, music, dancing. A lot of us, there's tutors from FUAC. From our club, there's a presidential scholar from FUAC. We have many really successful business kids who straight out of college go into highly paid jobs because they do so well at Fordham because we all study really hard.
In terms of what you said, competing with other cultures, I don't really view it like that. Just like what Janine was saying, we strive to not impress our parents, but to do their journey here justice. And it's not necessarily competing with other cultures as so much competing with ourselves. And another thing I can say about other cultures is that amongst Filipinos, we integrate so well with other cultures. I mean, we get along with everyone, and that's why we're liked and well respected on this campus.